Hi, everybody. I am going to go over a couple of easy enrichment things for you to do with your dog. Um, I always recommend supervision when you give the dogs these items, but it's just a couple do-it-yourselfers. I have pre-cut them, but I will go over them. These are good for medium-sized dogs or dogs that don't chew. But this is basically a pop bottle. You could use a half liter, whatever size would work. And then they also have mini water bottles if you have a smaller dog. But I also have a Great Dane, so I made this for her as well. If you can see, I have cut holes out of this, and I have cut holes in here. Now, when you cut the holes, you want them obviously treat size. I've had people cut them and they're too small and the treats can't come out, so the dogs are endlessly trying to get the treats and food out. As for treats, a lot of dogs like Cheerios, but a lot of dogs like little bits of ham, little training treats. When we get into nose work, you would want to use a higher value treat that is gives off a little bit of a stronger odor. Usually the fresher the better. Again, I have ham and I have little bits of cheese. Shredded cheese is amazing when you're doing nose work. But I also mix that with their dog food. So they're getting daily rations of kibble as well as these higher value items. A little bit goes a long way. So really, when you're scenting dog food, you just need to add a few sprinkles of shredded cheese or meat about the size of your pinky nail. So again, this is extremely easy. I cut two here, as you can see, and then I leave the top open, or you can shut it if you want. And then I actually put in little cheese puffs, little training treats, and dog food. So that becomes an immediate enrichment puzzle. These are good as well. As you can see, I have a tissue in here. I will actually wrap treats in this, and I'll do that in a minute, and put treats on the bottom. And I'll be using Lucille again. She's a smaller dog, so I have to make it size appropriate and make it so she can actually get to the treats. And this is great because some breeds like to destroy, and this gives them the ability to chew everything up. The other thing I'm using is Lucille is smaller, but these are actually Play-Doh cups that my daughter donated. So Lucille will be able to hunt for things when we flip them upside down and we put higher value, smaller items. So we will see how she does. The last thing is the muffin tin game. We actually do this at the shelter. Lucille is very small, so I hope these balls will actually be her size. But this is a mini one. I would recommend, obviously, standard size tennis balls, and 12 to 16 for the muffin size of the pan. If you don't have that, the Dollar Tree has two, little aluminum 6 muffin tins in there. So, but I will go ahead and get started, and we will see how Lucille does with this. If you have any questions, please feel free to email or contact us through the Humane Society. Okay, thank you. Find it, Lucy. Good girl, Lucy. So as you can see, Lucille is moving the ball. She's never done this before either. Again, this would be perfect for all sizes of dog, but you want to use standard tennis balls, and you do not want to show the dog the food. You just want to let the dog find it. And as you can see, this is her first time. So you want to make it progressively harder, where you're having, if you have 8 balls, you're probably putting food under 3. And the smellier, the better for Lucille. So she was struggling a little bit for some reason with the tissue box. So we're just going to do this a couple times. And most people who cook or, have a muffin tin at home. So we will do this again with Lucille. She apparently has already found it and mastered it. So I will make it harder this time. Allie, could you please grab Lucille for me and hold her? So we will try this again. And again, this is the find it game. So as your dog learns impulse control, you would want to have them sit and wait. Lucille has never been trained before, so overall, she will usually sit and wait. So let's see how she does. She left the lower value items, which would be the dog treats. A lot of people use those, they're training treats, and the dog food, but she took the higher value items. So right here again, I have 3 out of the 6 full. So let's see if she actually eats the orange one because there's lower value items. Ready? Lucille, find it. So let's see how much she values the dog food. She is leaving the dog food alone. She has found the first one already. And again, this is her second time doing this. If you guys notice my handy dandy toenail job, that would be my 5-year-old who decided to paint my toenails one every different color. So Lucille again is ignoring the training treats and going for the higher value. She is also ignoring the balls with nothing under them. So you can see again, depending on the testing of the dog, their working candidacy, how hard they want to work, and what they offer. So Lucille again did this on her second try. If you guys have issues with your dog, learning find it, I would recommend that you initially put treats and food out and then cover maybe one with the ball, and give the dog a chance so they understand they're working for food. So the last thing I would do with Lucille, let's see how she does because she mastered this. Again, I used Play-Doh cups. We want to see if she can figure out how to turn over the Play-Doh cups. And my recommendation, if you have a medium to large breed dog, is you use Tupperware containers. Those work just as well. So let's see what Lucille does. We're going to turn it over. And all 3 have food under them. And we are going to see if Lucille can figure out how to get to them. And she did number 1. The cups with nothing under it. We're going to put 2 out, and we will leave the 3rd with nothing under it. Find it, Lucille. Okay, so she found number 1. Oh, no, there's nothing under it, Lucille. Now, when you're directing your dog, you should give one direction, and that is it. So the dog understands its job. Depending on energy level and how they want to focus, you could redirect them back, but you do not want to keep repeating the task that you gave them, which is find it. You can make a noise. As you can see, Lucille gets a little distracted. So I tapped the cup on the ground. But you just never, less is better when you are using your voice. So she's ignoring the dog food and the other treat. So let's see if she will work for the treats alone. And let's try the empty one again. Trick her, find it, Lucille. She's ignoring that one. That's the empty one. Shut up. She doesn't want the dog food. There you go. Good girl, Lucille. You got it. And when they're doing this, each dog will offer different behaviors. So some of them will nose, some of them will use their paws, and some of them, in my experience, will actually, if you use the muffin tin game, will actually flip the whole thing over so they don't have to work. You know, you could say that's extremely smart because, you know, less expenditure of energy is easier. And Lucille is ignoring the lower value treats. And this is the one with nothing under it. Good job, Lucille. The last thing I'd like to go over with you is if you guys have a blanket, and most people do, you could create a find it using a blanket. So Allie here is going to grab Lucille for me, please. Thank you. Now, a dog loves to work for their food, and at the shelter, I do scatter feeding a lot with the dogs in kennel, and people have questioned that because it looks like we're just tossing their food up. But scatter feeding helps dogs that have guarding issues, litters of puppies to prevent guarding, and the main thing is for enrichment. So we do that for multiple reasons, and it helps me get these guys ready to go in home. We always try to be transparent, and we want people to know, like, hey, if your puppy may have some guarding issues that you want to work through. Some of these dogs come up and they've been, you know, with their litters for a long time, and they develop their own dynamic. So we want to kind of help them along with that. I'm going to give Allie Lucille, and I'm going to get some more treats. So Allie, you want to call Lucille, please? Lucy! 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 Well, we only have to call her one time if she doesn't listen, remember? Yeah. Lucy. Okay, so Allie here is going to hold Lucille. Thank you. Now what you're going to do is, if you also have a bathroom rug that is a high pile, that works amazing as well. But what you want to do, either with your bathroom rug or with a blanket, and you could do this on a daily, especially, it's also good to be used in a crate. So if your dog has some anxiety in a crate, this is a game I would tell people to do in the crate with higher value food items. Again, there's meat and cheese and treats and dog food in here. We're going to hide it in the folds for Lucille to find. Let's see how Miss Lucille works. Again, everything we've done today, she's never done before. I have not had a chance or had time to train. But Lucille, again, has zero issues. So let's see what Miss Lucille does here. And again, you guys, even this is considered training in nose work and enrichment. A dog, and she is comfortably stress yawning now because we are asking her to use her brain. Dogs will yawn when they're stressed, and she's been training a little bit more because she's never trained before today. So Allie, we can let her find it. Now, as you can see, this kind of stuff builds confidence. It gives them a chance to work. And if you guys have a higher energy level dog, chances are you have a working dog. That's where chewing comes into play, destructive behavior, counter surfing, because these dogs are looking for a job. If you could do this with your dog once or twice a day, in any setting, not during COVID, but any setting, this will help bring their energy level down, and it gives them, we're going on what, 6 minutes now of enrichment, and the children can do it. Alamea has been doing this since she was young, so she's very good at doing stuff with me. But as you can see, Lucille will do this now and search for the next 20 minutes. So if you apply that with your dog, think of it as 20 minutes of quiet while they're doing something. If you have any questions, feel free to email. Otherwise, we will see you for the next video. And Lucille did a great job today, so give her a thumbs up. Good job, Lulu. Thumbs up.